Hey guys, Ogalbina here, bringing you guys our I almost said APA Little Cup, our GDL Season 2 Week 9 battle against Grandmaster D.Rey and his San Diego Snugglers. D.Rey is a very good friend of mine. He's a very, very good content creator. He's a very, really happy, upbeat, really fun person to watch. So I would definitely recommend you go check out his stuff if you haven't done so already, as I fade into my Keldio's hoof. Oops. We're gonna sit over here so that doesn't happen. But yeah, definitely go check him out. Great buddy of mine who makes phenomenal stuff. And I'm really excited to get to play him again this week. Hopefully we can nab a dub off him. We beat him in the BBR recently off a pretty bad matchup. This matchup is pretty similar in the sense I really don't like it very much. But I think if we play correctly and we're smart about it, we honestly should be okay. But we're just obviously gonna have to, not be an absolute dunce about how we play it. But I think we have a pretty cool build and a pretty cool way of winning this game. But yeah, before I jump in, I do want to mention that if you're watching the videos, each and every time they come out and you haven't subbed yet, as a lot of you haven't, be sure to drop a sub. It really helps me out, lets me know you're enjoying what I'm doing, and it's completely free, so why not? But yeah, let's go ahead and do a quick team build just so you can see what we're bringing, why we're bringing it, and all that stuff. So you have that background knowledge going into the match. And yeah, so our team, finally jumping into it, if you did forget, consists of Keldeo, Scizor, Dugtrio, Drapion, Rotom, Talonflame, Doublade, Orbeetle, Rhydon, Drampa, and G-Max out free meat, while my opponent's team consists of Melmetal, Crocodile, Mienshao, Slowking, Weezing, Delmise, Noivern, Colossal, Luxray, Roselia, and G-Max Relax. Now, obviously, we're playing Trick Room this week. It's pretty obvious to see this is a very Trick Room-based offensive build, which is obviously pretty scary. We're going to have to be pretty smart around it. But as long as we control the speed, we don't let them get up free Trick Rooms all the time, we keep up momentum, I think we're actually be in a really good spot in this game in particular. It's all about chipping down his things, as you'll see for a win con, Swords Dance 3 Tech Scizor in the back, and I think we definitely got the pieces to do so. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump into our first member, which is going to be Choice Specs Keldeo. Obviously with the Justified ability, Scald, Flip Turn, Secret Sword, and Icy Wind. EVs wise, we are rocking out with 20 HP, max special attack, and 236 speed with a timid nature. I didn't get too cute with the creeps. I wanted to get aggressive on the Mienshao creep and our Drapion, but looking at the calcs, it didn't really change much in bulk and things we were going to live. Regardless, we live the hits that we need to, and I couldn't get modest out of it, so I didn't really think that there was a big reason to get super aggressive on the creep, so I didn't, and I could totally see D.Rey trying to catch me and go on max speed Mienshao just to catch my super aggressive Keldeo creep. That's definitely something D.Rey would do, so I want to be careful about that. But this Pokemon is a phenomenal breaker outside of a few things. Obviously, we have to click the right button, but Slowking is a very big hard stop to that, but I'm hoping we can force that thing in and, force it in to take potentially Rocks plus Flip Turn into, as you'll see next, our Rotom and kind of put D.Rey in the cycle because he does not appreciate Rotom at all. So the more I force in that Slowking, the more momentum that I grab for this game, which I think is really important. This can be a good revenge killer to Crocodile. It gives me a good revenge killer to a weakened Melmetal, a non-G-Max Snorlax. We do a lot to Weezing with Scald. We do a lot to Crocodile, obviously, and we're just a good general nuisance. We're a good Colossal check if he's trying to catch our Talonflame on the fire move and get a steam engine boost and things like that. So we definitely have plenty of options and plenty of ways to go about kind of using Keldeo, more so as a pivot and to force offensive pressure, but picking up that KO where we really need it, and maybe nagging some burns on some things and just really chipping things down, being a general nuisance to his team. I figured this was our best option. I could have went Scarf, but again, his team is so slow and things outspeed me. Beat me anyways, even if I am faster than them, so I would rather just kind of get that breaking power at Scald and Secret Sword if at all possible. Next up, we do have our Rotom, as I mentioned, rocking out the leftovers, Levitated ability, Thunderbolt, Nasty Ball, Volt Switch, and Leaf Storm. EVs wise, we got 124 HP, 196 special attack, and 188 speed with a modest nature. This Pokemon outspeeds almost everything on my opponent's team and goes crazy on my opponent's team at +2. Nothing wants to take it besides Roselia, but I have a lot of ways to deal with Roselia. I'm not worried about Roselia at all, at least with the team that we're bringing. And honestly, just on paper, Roselia is the best for me, literally other than to somewhat check Keldeo and to check Rotom. Other than that, it doesn't really do well versus my team, so I could definitely see him leaving it on the bench for, a potential better member on the rest of the build. So I think that's really important for us. Once we get up a nasty pot, though, other than that, we can really start putting on some pressure. And before that, we can obviously always just Volt Switch around, because the Crook isn't going to want to come in and take a Leaf Storm, obviously. We blow it sideways with that, so we can be pretty smart about getting this thing around, pivoting around with it, and, being in a good spot from there. Next up, we have our win con, Aquaberry, Scizor. Oops. That's the next member. Ockaberry Scizor rocking out with the Technician ability, Bullet Punch, Bug Bite, Superpower, and Swords Dance. EVs wise, we are rocking out with a max HP, 212 attack, and 44 speed with an adamant nature. This Pokemon at +2 will run through my opponent, provided we get the sufficient chip on things that we need. If we can do so, if we chip the Melmetal and we waste the Snorlax's G-Max, there's not much that stops the Scizor once we get up to +2 from ransacking D.Rey's team. So that's obviously going to be the end game goal. If we don't have to click Superpower, I do not want to click Superpower versus the Snorlax and the Melmetal. But since we are Sword Dancing up, we can always still be +1 afterwards and still put on a lot of hurt on my opponent's team. We are Aqua because there's a lot of fire coverage that could be on D.Rey's team in like Fire Fang Crook, Blaze Kick, Mienshao, Flamethrower, Fire Blast, Slow King, Flamethrower, Weezing, Flamethrower, Noivern. What do you call it? Fire Punch Snorlax. There's definitely plenty of options for him to hit us with fire coverage, and I think it's really important for Scizor to be able to live that hit in order to set up, or to 2-hit KO something if we force a switch as we set up or something like that. So I think that's really, really important for this game. I think Ockaberry Scizor is really, really, really solid in this matchup in particular. Next up, we do have our Talonflame, as I unfortunately alluded to here a second ago, with the Flame Body ability, Hurricane, Flamethrower, U-Turn, and Roost. EVs wise, we are rocking out with 180 HP, 220 special attack, and 108 speed with a timid nature. This is just a nice fast pivot. It's a good Melmetal pivot. It's a good Mienshao check. It's a good Scarf Crook check. And Hurricane plus Flamethrower is pretty free versus my opponent's team. Obviously, Slow King and Snorlax will pretty much hardball me at all times, but getting the chip off with those U-turns and keeping up momentum this game, which is going to be the goal, is to put D.Rey in the Vortex if we can do that, as Talonflame is going right through my face right there. Really cool. Thanks, bro. But if we can keep up momentum, we're going to be in a really good spot. This also serves as a good Delmice pivot, which we actually didn't have up to this point, so I think that's obviously really important as well. And then next up, we have our Dugtrio, second to last member of the team, rocking out the Life Orb, Arena Trap is its ability, Earthquake, Stone Edge, Sucker Punch, and Stealth Rock. EVs wise, we got max attack, 116 speed, 116 defense, and 140 speed with a Jolly nature. That we just missed out on being able to go Adamant, which is really unfortunate. I would love the Adamant damage in this game, but I couldn't get too cute with the creeps. Unfortunately, I could have gotten really aggressive on the Mienshao, but again, I could totally see D.Rey trying to call me on my really aggressive creeps and running max on some things just to kind of catch us off guard, potentially kill us off with the Mienshao. Which would be, less than beneficial. So unfortunately, we are not rocking with Adamant Dougie this week, but Jolly still does the job. We can either trap the Melmetal, reveal its Shuka and pop that and really weaken it, or show that it's Shed Shell as it switches out on an Earthquake. We're not Choice Lock, so we're not super bad. If we can waste the Snorlax's G-Max and put it in range of an Earthquake because it's a Snorlax and it doesn't have any items with this one in this league, obviously, that's really good for us. Stone Edges to potentially hit like a Noivern or something like that, which is obviously really clutch because we're well by it otherwise. And then Sucker Punch just for general priority. If we can pick off a weakened Noivern, that's really clutch as well. And then Rocks just to get them up because I think they're really nice in chipping things down and, really punishing him as we U-turn and Volt Switch everywhere. Then lastly, we have our G-Max Alcremie rocking out the Love Ball. Aroma Veils its ability, Dazzling Gleam, Mystical Fire, Calm Mind, and Recover. EVs wise, we have max HP, 44 defense, 108 special attack, 52 speed def, and 52 speed with a modest nature. Now this Pokemon is here to either break through, very much so check Noivern, which is really nice, or potentially win in the endgame if we find the opportunity. We need lots of chip on Melmetal. We need lots of chip on Colossal. Colossal has to be gone at that point. We need lots of chip on Snorlax, or at least to waste its G-Max, which is really, really clutch. And, yeah, this thing actually as well. Oh, we also need lots of chips on Weezing. But if we can G-Max up, we're in a pretty good spot. This thing is mostly here to pivot into Noivern, scout and see what its set is, kind of deal with it in that way. We can always recover up and potentially set up all over it too, which is obviously really, really clutch in itself. And yeah, that's going to be the team. I'll be right back with the match. Alright guys, here we are with the battle. We are connected with Mr. D.Rey finally. Let's see what he ended up bringing. So, he has... he has Lax, Delmice, Cole, Noivern, Slow King, Crook. Awesome. So, no Roselia means my Rotom is like mega super free. If we get Chip onto the Colossal, our Scizor can 100% win. Scizor looks phenomenal in this game, actually. Wow, Scizor looks amazing. So we honestly should be good with that as well. Part of me wants to lead off. Oh, this is tough, actually. His only hazards are potentially the Crook. I don't want to lead bad against Slowking is my only issue. Like, I really don't want to lead bad against Slowking. I could be in a really bad spot, and I don't want to lead Rotom. Because leading Rotom is very iffy for us. So, I'm going to lead Rotom, though. I think it's just my best lead overall. Unfortunately, I don't have... Yeah, I'm going to lead Rotom. I just think it's my best lead overall. It covers a potential Crook lead. It covers, honestly, a lot. And we could trap the Coal if we can Volt Switch on out on that thing into our... what do you call it, guy? There's a lot of potential ways to go about this. There's no Melmetal, actually, which is actually pretty big. I didn't prep super heavy for Melmetal because I figured he'd have a lot for it. It's by drag. Okay, yeah. So this thing is incredibly annoying for us. Now let's see. Is he going to be Infiltrator or Frisk? He's Frisk, so he's going to see we're lefties, which means he doesn't have much to fear, unfortunately. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go hard Alcremie. Just because, yeah, I don't have very much for def in this thing. I'm very offensive, and I don't want to take the hit at this point. While he could definitely U-turn, that's really scary for me to potentially deal with. So I don't want to go into that just yet. We are going to go Alcremie. We'll be able to scout damage, see if he's Specs. If he's not Specs, he will never 2-hit KO, so he is going to go for a U-turn. That's completely fair. And he's likely going to get hard into his Colossal, which is also very unfortunate, but not the biggest deal in the world. I'm assuming he could probably go into his Coal, which is what I would be most expecting at this point. Yep. So that's Colossal. Into, let's see, our Doug Trio. If we go hard, Dougie. If we go hard, Doug Trio. What's up? Yeah, I'm in the middle of a match. I'm sorry. Do you need something bad? Dad? Well, cut that out. Oh, and please remember to cut it out. So we're going to go hard Keldeo. The reason I'm going hard Keldeo instead of Dougie, as I just cut out there, unfortunately, kind of quick little disturbs. I'm going to go Keldeo because it covers him going just raw for an attacking move. And I'm in a little bit better of a spot. Because right here, I can kind of start to put him in the Vortex a little bit. Just a little bit. As we are just going to flip turn. It's a very free Slowking for my opponent. And, I know there's no reason for me to stay in on him right here. As he is going to go out into said Slowking. Slowking. That's pivot. 50. Into our Rotom Mow. So let's see. Based on that damage, I would say he's probably a little bit more Spadef. But there isn't a great way of really telling that, unfortunately. So he's not leftovers, which is telling me he's likely a maybe an AV set, maybe a berry, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, so let's go ahead and just Volt Switch on out. Kind of put him in the Vortex here a little bit. He could stay in, which would be very interesting. So he's gonna switch. Okay. Dutchman, which is the Delmise. I'm very much so fine with that. As out it comes, and then I'm going to go hard Talonflame, and once again click U-turn. Yeah. Which will allow me to potentially bait in either the Slowking, or the, what do you call it? Either the Slowking or the Colossal. And be in a better spot from there. So I'm just going to click U-turn. I don't expect him to stay in. I really don't. And if he is, he's clicking Rock Slide or something like that. So I'm expecting potentially Cole to come in, though. It is my biggest guess, is Cole's going to come in. Either Cole or Slowking. I don't think that it's his best play, or in his best interest, to keep this thing in. So, nice and free U-turn. And from there, we can get into our Dougie. And, not only potentially trap the Cole, if he is not Shed Shell, but also get up rocks, which I think are really important at this point. So he's going to switch. And we're going to put him in the Vortex a little bit. And Burglar. It's going to be Crook. It's going to be very interesting. He is Intimidate. So we're going to get a U-turn off, which is, you know, chip is chip. If we were physically offensive, that'd do a little bit more, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. If that's his initial switch in, that's very interesting, I'll say. But I think what this does is it allows me to get into my Keldeo. And once again, just click Flip Turn, I think. Crocodile. Choice Scarf. After Stealth Rock, you never knock me out, sir. He is not lefties. And I'm going to click Flip Turn once again. Once again, we will click Flip Turn. Just because I think it's my best play overall at this point in the game. And we can keep up offensive momentum. I think it's definitely his play to go back into the Slowking. But we're kind of putting him in a little bit of a vortex. The rocks being up is very unfortunate, as he does go into the Noivern, which is very interesting. So he's trying his absolute best to get out of this this type of vortex that he's in right now. And this is gonna kind of allow him to do so a little bit easier, because I am kind of forced to go into Big Alcremie. And kind of go from there. So actually, I want to calc something. If he is Colossal to my Duck Trio, and it's Sassy, and it has Heavy Slam. Does it kill me? Or Iron Head? Heavy Slam definitely doesn't. What about Iron Head? Definitely doesn't. So what I want to do is I kind of just want to click a big Dazzle. Kind of see what he wants to click here. As he's going to click U-turn himself, this is fine. What I'm going to do is be able to get off a big dazzling thing right here and kind of scout an item on that Colossal, because I definitely think that's his initial pivot right now. If only we were like Baton Toss or something. I don't even know if Alcremie gets it, to be completely honest, but that Noivern is going to prove to be a bit of an issue for us at this point. It's going to prove to be a bit of an issue. So we're going to have to be smart. We're going to have to be smart. So out comes Bear, which is Snorlax. So I'll take this. This is an unrecoverable chip for him to take right here, which is something I'll definitely take. So awesome. I mean, he could be rest, but what I'm saying is he's not healing this off on his own, which I think is really nice. From here, though, I don't really switch into Snorlax very well, unfortunately. Something we can do is we can go hard into Big Polnareff here. He knows that we're Choice Specs, so we should scare him in that sense. But I think what I'm going to do is just throw off a big Secret Sword at this point. So unfortunately, we're going to take another turn of rocks. He's going to Heavy Slam. If we like G-Max, we would have been in a better spot. But and what I think D.Rey is going to do, in all honesty, that was really offensive. Really offensive. At level 50. If he Dynamaxes. So if he's Spadef, this unfortunately will not kill. But I think it's in my best interest to click the button. So he is. He's going to throw. I need to be more aggressive. I need to be more aggressive with this build. So he is going to go into Dutchman, which is honestly fine. Do I think he's Rock Slide? Is my next question. I can't really go Scizor because we're not Roost, which is also not fun. I think I have to go, what do you call it? Talonflame. If he calls this and goes for a Rock Slide, it's a very good play. Very, very good play. So, we're gonna have to be smart. Poltergeist. Are you banded? If you're banded, this might kill us, actually. That does just rock. Crit. Fuck. Sick. No information. I don't know if banded killed us, but Delmise. AV Poltergeist. Level 50. Never killed us. He has to be banded. So, nice. That's the game, I think. I think that's the game. I'll keep it a buck 50. I think that's the game. I don't really have a way of killing this at this point in the game. That's fucking awesome. Well, we could have roosted up there and then you turned and played around it, and at least, you know, scouted the set. I don't know if he's banded, so, again, nice. That's great. If he's not AV, can we go into our, Keldeo and kill it with Icy Wind? No. This is our play. This is our play. I don't really know what else to do. That play lost us the game. Now 100%, we don't have the piece anymore. This is a very offensive build, and it is very much so predicated on grabbing momentum early and keeping it. And a play like that just kills it all. So that's gonna be it. Yeah. That's our GDL season for you, though. Last week was mid. I mean, 2 weeks ago was mid, and that was pretty cool too. So at this point, you know, knowing D.Rey, he's probably like scope lens on his thing or something like that. He could save this. He knows we're specs, so like, but he should know we don't kill him. We don't kill him. So this is gonna be really tough for us to try and potentially bring back. Like, very tough for us to potentially try and bring back. If he gives us chip on this, then that's obviously really good for us, but, like, maybe we can win with our, what do you call it, our Scizor? What does he have? So he's going to stay in, he's going to give us the chip. I love, like, a freeze or a miss. Give me the miss, I deserve it. So his speed's going to drop. Very cool. Power up. So he's not bandaged. Yeah, that didn't kill us. Awesome. I definitely didn't kill us, so that's dope. Good to know. Good information. Good information. Man. Life Orb Dug Trio, how much do we do at level 50 to it? It should be enough. We don't trap it though. That's the only thing. We don't trap it. And I can't go into Scizor yet. If he's Assault Vest, do we kill with our guy? Our Rotom? No. This sure is unfortunate, ain't it? We're gonna go into our Alcremie. It's just a nice middle ground play, I guess. And we'll click Dazzling Gleam just in case you Steam Engine Coal, because it sounds like something D.Rey would do. And we're just gonna click Dazzling Gleam at this point. Not much I can do about that, honestly. There's just, that's just Pokemon, I suppose. It's just the game. Yeah, I'm just gonna click, Gleam. They should be able to knock it out even if it's AV. So we're not gonna get 6-0'd. Very cool. I think this game's much different if we can at least keep our Talonflame, even if we don't get that Roost turn off and we're smart about it, we U-turn or something like that. We're in so much better of a position, and we have better information on that Delmise. So, like, it's so unfortunate. He wasn't AV either. So, that didn't kill us, ever. I can guarantee you. I'm going to be very salty about that. I apologize. It's just, kind of the nature of being as competitive as I am. Out comes Lax. Definitely unfortunate, because I don't really have pivots into this thing. Talonflame would have been dope to nag a Flame Body burn on. But we can't. Yeah, there's no feasible way in which we win this game. Snorlax. Let's see. Snorlax. 2-hour Alcremie, level 50. Free D-Max up. He's not Spadef. Let's just say we take that away. Modest, sure. Jolly, sure. G-Max Finale is not doing that much. But we get back a decent amount of health. I don't really have a play. So this is what we're doing. I don't have a pivot into this thing. I have to set up an endgame in which Scizor can win and bullet punch through his team. At +2 though, we do not kill the Noivern, I don't think, if he has an ult. Let's check that, just so we know. To a Wyvern. Level 50. We do not. So he's gonna max up himself, which makes sense. And he should kill us with a max steel strike. Nah, he should. But yeah, this is garbage. Genuine garbage. I'm sorry, man. I really do apologize, but I think this is genuine garbage. Heavy slam. But I guess that's Pokemon. I choose to play the bad game. It's not D.Rey's fault. This is going to do next to nothing. And in Dynamax, he should kill us. We could potentially stall out his G-Max turns with our protecting and stuff like that. 273. Max Flare. I'm definitely not going to switch out. I can tell you that much, brother. I can definitely tell you that much. I'm going to max guard once. And him setting up the sun is also, like, super unfortunate. Because that means Scizor is going to die to fire moves. Which is pretty dope. And then we're just going to throw off one more G-Max finale. Maybe we can live a hit. Maybe we can't. But he is weakened. Which is good to know. So he's probably just like 4 attacks offensive lax. Which definitely makes sense. It does very well against my team. Like, very well. That's just literally nothing. That is literally nothing. So a no attack max steel spike. I don't know why he's making that play. It's whatever. So if we undynamax, he has lots of weight moves. So if we recover, we got a range? Probably not. I think it's in my best interest to just Gleam. I think it's in my best interest to just Gleam. Try and get up my rocks on this thing. Heat Crash. So Heat Crash is going to come out again. I could have just... He's very much so all about not letting me get in with my Scizor. Let's go into Dougie. And see, after rocks, if sun is up, Heat Crash blows me away. So I kind of have to attack it. So that's what we're going to do. We trap it in. It's good to know. And I kind of need my rocks, man. I need my rocks. How many more turns of sun? 1 more. Which is good. It's definitely good. Maybe he's not Flamethrower on his thing. But we're just going to click Earthquake. Heat Crash in the sun will blow me sideways. So there's not much I can do in that sense. Let's go into a Noivern. How much does Noivern do to us with a Hurricane? A lot. Flamethrower will not kill us. So I can hope he misses and be in a good spot. Like, that's, like, super ideal. He should be Flamethrower, though. Which is also not fun. But why not? Yeah? Why not? Dougie will not outspeed him as well. But I don't really have a play other than attacking. If he doesn't think Dougie came and he, like, got super aggressive with his creeps, I don't know. Maybe he's very bulky Noivern. And we can grab a Stone Edge crit. That would be awesome. That'd be super epic. Out comes a Hamburglar, which is actually a Intimidate Hamburglar. Will you kill me if you're scarfed? Hamburglar. That's what I typed in the calc. That's how you know I'm definitely about it right now. Level 50. We're at -1, so we're not going to do much to him. Earthquake will knock us out, so we'll knock off. I am going to click Stealth Rock. Are you scarfed? He is scarfed. Nice. So what's our play right here? We can go Scizor, and Knockoff will not, after Rocks, it will not 2-hit KO us. So we can go Scizor and try and break through him like that. And maybe win with this thing. After Rocks, Swords Dance will not, so we need to get up to plus 4. So he's gonna knock off. At 65, we have no item. This should not knock us out if he's Jolly. If he's Adamant, it's a roll. If he's Adamant, it's a roll. So he's gonna switch. Out comes Slowking. We're gonna SD again. At plus 4, we blow this thing back with a Bug Bite. So maybe Scizor can bring it back. We'll see. We'll see. And then at plus 3, can we knock out Unwavering? At plus 3, we can knock out an offensive Noivern. So if he's not very bulk invested, we can knock him out. If he is max HP, we need like a max roll, which isn't fun. So we're going to Bug Bite. Knock that thing out. At plus 3, can we knock out the Crocodile? We should. We hate its Colbur Berry. Do we get health back? No, but that's okay. If we're at plus 4, though, can we win? Can we win? Maybe we can. And Burglar's going to come out. I am once again just going to Bullet Punch. My play at this point is hoping he gives this to me. I could make a play and try and SD on his pivot. But I don't think that's the... Oh, man. I should have made the play. I should have SD'd on his pivot. I should have SD'd on his pivot. I should have SD'd on his pivot. Maybe I should have done it. Maybe I should have done it. Maybe I should have done it. He's thinking about it. Maybe I should have SD'd on his pivot. I should have thought that play over a little bit more. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. Go Noivern. Go Noivern. Go Noivern. Okay. It's whatever. Don't get the burn. We still might be able to win. If he doesn't burn us right here, don't you burn me. Don't you burn me. Don't you burn me. Okay, so at plus 2, we do not knock out the thing. So if he has to go into Crook right here, right? He has to go Crook and he has to let me kill this, right? And then if we live a hit with our guy, then it's a maybe. Because then, what do you call it? Can potentially bring him back. I'm gonna Bullet Punch. Bullet Punch is gonna pop. We're gonna be able to knock it out. Make it a crit. I would love this crit next turn, actually. Give me it next turn. That one, I don't think mattered. He's Scarf Crook. He's offensive. Give it to me this turn. Give it to me this turn right here. Right now, please. I haven't gotten very lucky all season. I think the most lucky we've gotten... Wait, we have enough chip for like an offensive Noivern potentially on a roll. Well, let's go. Let's click it. We're gonna Bolt Punch. Is it enough? Fuck, it's not. So he's gonna Flamethrower. It's gonna knock us out. Now we have to go Rotom. And my only issue is he can probably stall us with his Noivern. which is not fun. Or he can go for a crit, hoping we're offensive. Or if he's not Roost. If he's not Roost, then we can win as well. So we need to T-Bolt at least this first turn, then maybe we can play around some Nasty Plot shenanigans if he's not. He's just going to Flamethrower. Don't crit me. Don't crit me. Did we bring this shit back? He crit me. No, he's just Specs. He's Specs? He's Specs? Well, great game to D.Rey. Despite us getting BS'd, I think we brought it back pretty well. I think that's garbage. But I'm pretty upset despite it being a 1-0. I'm really upset. I don't think we should have lost that game. Especially with Talonflame and not sacking half our team to that bullshit Mon. We'd have been in a much better spot. But that's Pokemon, and me and Wi-Fi at least, we just don't mix. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Later.